Number one, Palestinian resistance on the ground. And when I say resistance, this time I'm actually talking about the armed resistance. You see, when Israel first invaded parts of Gaza, they came in with about 360 military vehicles and tanks and bulldozers, out of which over 300 were destroyed. Of course, there was always a supply line and new tanks were coming in, but in principle, this is one of the greatest Israeli losses on any military battlefield in history. That by itself was one of the most significant reasons of why Israel was forced into a ceasefire. Number two, the Palestinian people on the ground themselves. One of Israel's top strategic priorities from the start of the war was to push Gazans, at least most of them, into the Sinai Desert. Palestinians in Gaza did not show any interest in that conversation whatsoever. Nobody was demanding, protesting, running to the Rafah crossing, trying to get to Egypt. None of that. Israel has killed over 13, 14, 15,000, in fact with about 7,000 are still missing, so the number is going to be much higher, but it still could not break the resolve and the smooth steadfastness of the Palestinian people. Number three, Houthis and Hezbollah. They have messed up America's and Israel's cards in the region and threatened a larger war, a war that neither Israel nor the United States nor their NATO allies are prepared to fight. Number four, the international solidarity movement. Whatever credit that Israel has had in the minds of people as a democracy, as a country that respects the law and that sort of thing, it was all eradicated, depleted, and Israel is now sits on a major deficit of hatred to their Nazi ways of behavior, their genocides, their murder of children, their lies, their propaganda, and that sort of thing. And number five, and it's still very important, is the geopolitical language that was beginning to change. Notice how when the Arab delegation that resulted from the Arab League and the OIC conference in Riyadh went on an international global tour to promote justice and ceasefire in Gaza, they did not go to New York as they usually do. They actually went to China, and from China they went to Russia, and so on. This has rang alarm bells in Washington that the Arabs, even the traditional Arab government and body politic, is becoming to see us as part of the problem, not the solution, and they are seeking new allies elsewhere. Thank you for listening.